Hi there, just received the package from eBay today. As you can see, I do not have Daki service anymore, or for now. I don't know if I'll resubscribe, but as you can see, I have a bunch of scribbles instead that I did myself. What could it be? We're not sure. As you can see, it comes from Brown Drug Co. Incorporated. So it could very likely be something unsightly, or yep, Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula with Vitamin E Lotion. In fact, I got 6 of them. It says here 6 pieces. And you have this very nicely placed sticker, which is actually quite off. It says here the retail price was $4.25. Well, actually, I did not get that. Because if you were to read carefully what it says right here, and feel free to scan that barcode, you can confirm that this was a puzzle from eBay. Actually, two Think Fun Binary Arts games flip si. Actually, it's supposed to be flip side. Now the value is apparently $10. That's how much I paid for it. That's great, but I also had to pay for shipping. Not very nice. So let's get right into this with my unfolded foldable scissors. I'm going to attach my thing here, and I'm going to ignore that vibrating thing over there. I am very sorry to whoever is calling. And we'll get this open right away. Okay, it's not instant, but so is making a cup of water, not instant. Even the word instant itself is not instant, no matter how fast you say it. Okay, let's get this open here. And right off the bat, I see a bunch of white. Now that could mean I have a bunch of plastic, and indeed I do. Very nice plastic of the flexible kind. And we have another bit, cardboard. As you can see, if I were to flip it around this side, it literally is the back side of a container of Flipside Brain Teaser Challenge from Think Fun. And as you can see, there is some information. Let's get back to that later. And next up is another plastic bag, this time from Target. Yep, I am not being sponsored by them, so let's get that out of here. Next up is another thing. It's a little bag here that says, let's see, Carol's Books, Toys, Teacher Supplies, www.stores.eb.com, and there's a link to go there, so some free promotion there. And next up is a very suspicious yellow container. Let's see what else. The rest of the bag's completely empty. So, if I get what I ordered, that's great. If I don't, well, you know who to blame. Ha ha ha. No, okay. I'm pretty sure it's all fine. Let's get this open. Maybe I'll need the scissors after all, as actual scissors. And let's see. Ooh, it's one of those kind of envelopes there. Let's see what's inside. You get more stuff. Suspicious grocery bag plastic. And first off we have this a very nice, oh, there we are. The first puzzle, it says here, patent number 4871173 by Binary Arts, and you have this nice interlocking B and A. And as you can see, this is a little bit old. Now, as you can see, I abused those few words too many times. Now, right here, I have a gray back for a plastic body, and it's slightly discolored from use, though I think I can clean a bunch of it off using cotton swabs and soap. On the other side, we have here a bunch of yellow bits, and as you can see, let's stop that habit. We have a bunch of numbers going from it appears 1 all the way up to 20. All the numbers, all the integers, and there's lines underneath the parts that are ambiguous. So a 6 and a 9 cannot be confused, because if you put the line on the bottom, you get a 9, you get a 6. Now, you already can tell 2 different movements. You can either rotate that whole string of numbers around, and that is very smooth. unbelievably smooth. And next up is trying to line up where the numbers are so that they form a nice pattern. Actually, no, there's one more movement here, and that is to get your finger in here and rotate it around like this. And that it is also very smooth. Can you hear that? Very smooth. And so is this. So that's very awesome. And the goal obviously is, okay, maybe not so obviously, is to get the numbers in order. I don't know if it's either clockwise or counterclockwise, but you want to count from 1 to 20. Of course, there might be other ways you might want to challenge yourself. You might want to make sort them by even and odd numbers, or get them like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then the even numbers afterwards. But that's pretty much that. This is called Top Spin. I believe they have another version called Number Crunch, which is kind of neon with plastic, but I do not have that. Second up is another puzzle, very similar in topic. This time it is called Flipside, as shown by that paper thing earlier. Okay, this time, as you can see, it says they're Think Fun. So these are actually the same company, Binary Arts and Think Fun. They changed their name quite some time ago. Sometime when I was still too young to buy stuff on my own without other people noticing and getting confused why I'm all on my own. And when I'm old enough to start buying stuff on my own and getting people not concerned. Well, maybe concerned for another reason, that I'm borrowing or buying puzzles for entertainment. Now, as you can see, it says Think Fun right there on the bottom. It says Flipside on top with a very nice sort of new feel there. At the back, well, you have, let's see, it says right there, 2005, Think Fun Incorporated, made in China. Now, you might notice something weird. Most of these numbers are upside down. However, if you were to look at the part or the side that has the actual name of the puzzle, all the numbers are right side up. The reason why is that you can do about 3 types of movements now. You can slide the top in 3 different positions in this sort of rack here, and on the bottom you have 3 different similar positions as well. And you might have noticed that you have these weird gearing looking pieces there, and the reason why is that you can rotate it and numbers flip over. Now, if you were wondering before why it's upside down, that is the reason. When it flips, the numbers flip as well. Now, another cool thing about this is that you don't have to worry about how things are oriented or what numbers are on the other side, because it's just exactly the same. For example, look at this. You have 304 and you have 179. You flip that, you have 179 and then 304. So all the tiles are the same on the top, on both sides, except that when you rotate it, the tiles switch top and bottom. And of course you can slide these as mentioned before. The solution is a little bit more obvious. You also want to line it up, and it says right here, simply or just line up the numbers 0 through 9. And we could read through the container if you'd like, but basically you want to reach this state right over there. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So let's see what we can find out through this very concise bit of cardboard. It says here, slide. Both the top and bottom rows can be moved into position left, right, or center, just as I demonstrated there. Then flip the center section to swap numbers from the top and bottom rows, also as I mentioned, and then solve. Put numbers back into order from 0 to 9. And some more, pretty much more of the same, but it says here, just line up the numbers 0 through 9. Line up the numbers in sequential order by sliding the tiles and flipping the cylinder to reverse the numbers on top and bottom. Watch out, every time you flip the cylinder, you reverse 6 of the 10 numbers. Get started. The puzzle starts with several tokens out of order. To solve, simply slide the tiles and flip the cylinder until all numbers are in order, 0 through 9. Additional play. Once you solve Flipside, Just give it a scramble and try again, and again, and again. Look for 6 additional recommended challenges inside. Now there's not really an inside to this container because it is mostly non-existent anymore. So I'm going to take a look at these puzzles, and I will look up some additional information because the manuals were not included. For now, let's do some additional scrambling and see what we come up with. Okay, some observations. If you can hear, there's a lot of clicking going around here. Whenever you slide the sliders, or you turn the sort of barrel piece here. And you can also get a close-up of the mechanism itself. So you might notice some of those tokens, as they call it, are over there resting within the orange barrel. And when you rotate, you can get an even better look at that. And the way this is designed, the tokens cannot slide out of the barrel because it stays within the frame. A lot to explain there, so I'll not try taxing myself there. And let's see what else. There's a nice bumps here in the pattern so that you can grip the puzzle more easily. It feels not cheap, so it has a nice weight to it. So I'd say the puzzle plastic is kind of thick. And you also have some actual metal here. I think it's the only bit of metal, but that's the key part to keeping it really sturdy when holding all of these pieces together. Now, the number crunch seems to be a little bit simpler. You have a bunch of similar kind of pieces, but they're in a circular form so that they can slide around a nice, what you might call an oval track, which is not actually an oval. And you have this sort of dimple here to put your finger on and rotate the numbers around. I'm not quite sure why they decided to make this have a weird pattern. Probably for some discovery reasons. If you were unsure about what this thing is and you just sort of run your finger over this to have some play at the feeling of random textures, you'll notice that the circle actually starts moving, and that's when you start utilizing the dimple to turn and rotate this to try to solve it. For now, let's see how far we can go in solving these problems. Now, from what I can tell, we can get the number 1 and try to get number 2 next to it. So let's see. Right now, as you can see, 2 is very far from 1. It's really close to 1. However, if I were to try to move it, nothing changes in terms of distance between them. If I rotate that, let's bring the 1 out of the way here, and we do that. Now 2 is even farther away. Not good, but I can do this now. And 2 goes even farther away. Okay, it looks like I'm going to need to do some actual thinking here to get things done. Well, it appears that if 2 is on the 3rd right there and you flip it over, it's now 1 spot closer to 1. And if you repeat that over and over again, it moves 1 spot closer to 1. And let's see, oh, yep. If you reach this exact spot where you have 1 with 3 tokens in between the 2 and the 1, you can actually bring the 2 down to the 1. And just so happens that 3 is there. So let's try a similar action with 4. We'll get number 4, we're going to take that away from the 1, just like that. And that allows us to start working 4 towards these numbers right there. So I'm just going to rotate that like so. And we're going to start rotating that like so. And maybe once more. And now we notice that 4 is exactly 3 tokens away from 3. So we can rotate that around again, and this time 4 is next to 3. So it's not too difficult. We can keep going and see how far we go just using this simple trick. We have 5 here, and we have actually 4 tokens between the 5 and the 4. So let's do that special move where we move it just one spot closer and rotate the 5 around like that. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like we can keep going until this line gets relatively close to the others. Let's see, next up we have 6, and it turns out it is right next to the 5, which is too close. Let's bring that away. So we're doing the opposite of the trick. We're going one spot away from the thing. And now 6 is exactly in the right position in relation to 5, and we bring it around. So let's keep going here. And since we have less and less mixed pieces, it should take less and less time. We get 5, we'll bring that around here. Sorry, that is 8, obviously, not 5, haha. Okay, we'll bring 8 around once more. And looks like it just happens to be exactly in the right spot to go match with 7. Next up is 9, which is all the way next to 1. But no matter. Let's get the 9 around without jamming things. And let's see. Okay, there's a spot of 2. Let's bring that around. And bring that around. And now we have 9, 10. And let's keep going. Let's see what happens. 11. Okay, it seems like we're having a bunch of lucky moments when the numbers just jump to the right spot. And just so happens 12 is right there. Next up is 13. Okay, 13 is too close, so let's bring that out of the way. Just like that. Now 13 is there. Let's continue on with 14. Just like that. And now we have 15. It's just a little bit too close. I still have room. $15. And as you can see, we still have one more spot there. And now we've reached a dilemma. As you can see, we have numbers going all the way up from 1 to 16, and we have an out of order jumble of 4, which goes 19, 20, 17, 18. So we have to find some way to switch that around. Unfortunately, my camera's out of cooling. Wow, my camera is low on temperature. No, almost there. My camera is overheating, so let me put this down and I'll be right back after trying to solve the rest of this.